He gives the show of his life, though he's breaking down. Although you never know it, but there's something different about his smile, an unfamiliar frown.
Hello and welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews. It's your host Gary and Iain.
Hello.
And today we're joined by Bighead.
Hey.
And today we're going to talk about 2012 movie Stitches, starring Ross Noble as the psychotic clown. Iain, why don't you give us the synopsis for Stitches?
Well, the story is Stitches is a clown, not a very good one by the looks of it, who goes to a birthday party for a young boy, Tommy, I think it is. It's his 10th birthday and he has all of his friends there. And Stitches puts on possibly the worst show ever.
Everybody happy? Is everybody happy?
You're an asshole, you big dumb clown.
And inadvertently trips up and falls on a kitchen knife and dies. But an evil clown cult comes along and does a curse or spell on a egg that Stitches has, because obviously all clowns have to paint their faces onto eggs when they get their jobs.
Is that an egg? Looks just like you.
Yeah, they made me paint that when I signed up. Some stupid clown thing.
And 7 years later, Stitches comes back to life as an undead clown to finish off the birthday party for Tommy by killing him and all of his friends.
So yeah, the bulk of the movie is the 6 years kind of later. The opening of the movie is the first kind of 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then straight away, I knew that we were in for a college horror movie. The moment that high school came into shot, I started to give up already.
How's it going? Yeah, right?
Don't bother.
Yeah, gagging for it, yeah.
Yeah, gagging for nothing that hacky is scarlet for your life. Get it through.
Cock fucking bitch.
I got very confused at the start of this. I couldn't tell. I mean, because obviously Ross Noble is Irish.
Yeah.
And I immediately assumed it was set in Ireland because obviously it's developed by an Irish film company. But then it flicks to the house, and I thought, wait, are we in the suburbs of Los Angeles or California? And then I realised that he's actually in Ireland, and I was like, okay, now I'm getting really confused.
This film for me was just complete dribble. At first, I was excited with the first scene. I couldn't believe it was Ross Noble, being a comedian, as by trade.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was him, and then obviously the first scene with him having sex in that caravan, I thought was just really funny. It was like, I got a little bit excited, and then but that soon quickly diminished after that high school scene. That was just the epitome of the worst, because it was trying to copy like the screams and was it I Know What You Did Last Summer and things like that. It was It
was generic, cliched, regurgitated, awkward awfulness.
But I have to say, I mean, I had the exact same thought pattern when I was watching. I was just like, I just want this clown to come to life and to start murdering people. I'm getting so sick of this. But I like you guys we are horror veterans. We've seen it all done. We've seen the teenagers running around, the girl who shouldn't answer the phone or unlock the door. So I try to mentally put myself in the shoes of like a teenager again. And it does work to an extent.
It was a joke. He needs to get over that, right? It wasn't a very funny joke, though. It was pretty hilarious. I was laughing.
Have you seen Paul floating around?
Your asshole boyfriend.
To an extent, there are just some scenes in this film. The film develops basically that Tommy wants to have a birthday party, and loads of people get invited, and that is when Stitches comes back to life and decides to murder all of his friends. But he just stalks around the house, and I'm like, how the fuck do these people not notice this guy walking around?
I mean, it took a while to get there as well, because after he died, and after the dribble high school scenes. Like, it took a good 47 minutes. We even looked at the time. 47 minutes for him to arrive.
To be resurrected.
To be resurrected. And by then we were just like, fucking come on. Jesus.
I think it's funny that the resurrection scene, just the way that he kind of rises up, fully dressed in his clown outfit. It's like they buried him in his clown outfit.
Yeah.
And just the play on his name as well. I think it was Richard Gimble, and Richard Snitches Gimble. Everyone's happy. Now he's dead. The film's up. But anyway, the play on his name was that he was Richard Gimble, and as a clown trick, he kind of has an extended right arm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, it's the one-armed man. It's the fugitive is Richard Gimble. So there was a nice little joke there, which maybe you'd got or didn't. But I think that was probably the funniest moment, actually. So his rising and coming back to the party, I mean, we're a good hour into the movie now. The party is full of all of your obnoxious, arrogant, typical, boring kids. They're all 16. And so the clown is in the house and he's moving around and he's picking them off one by one. And I'm like, how the fuck has he not been caught? Why has nobody noticed these people missing?
It's that one scene. He catches up with one of the guys and he rips the guy's arm off, and the guy is screaming. And I was sat there thinking, how the fuck has nobody heard him? Because 2 minutes before Stitches had turned up, he wrung out his underwear, which had piss all in it, and it's all gone into this guy's drink, which is right below him. So then when Stitches has ripped his arm off, that guy should still be down there. But then they flick back to the party and the music's been turned up. I was just like, really? Okay, just go with it. But then it's like later on when he kills the guy in the food cupboard. And he's scooping out the guy's brains with nice spoon scoop. But they turn up the volume, don't they, for that song? I was just like, okay, now you're just being silly. You're trying to explain how he's taking these kids out one by one while nobody else is noticing, but somebody would have noticed unless they're really that stupid.
You feeling a bit peckish there, fat boy?
I just can't even begin to express how fucking shit this film is. I can't find. The only good thing about it for me was Ross Noble for me, and obviously Stitch's character, because couldn't wait for these little kids to die. I was rooting for him all the way from day one.
Definitely, root for the clown.
Root for the clown all the way, and when I first got the death, I was like, yay, death. But that soon quickly diminished with the same dribble young actors, and there was just it just really pissed me off, the whole film.
Well, let's talk about some of the deaths, because some of them were really elaborate, and they kind of reminded me of the latter Nightmare on Elm Street movies. It was like the Freddy Krueger inventiveness of the kills. And that was perhaps, and is the only attraction to this film, is to see those over-the-top, gory kills.
Yeah.
Especially the scene where he jacks a pump into the back of his head and pumps it all the way up, and you can just see his eyes explode, and he's like, "What's happening to me?"
Shut up, Bighead.
What's happening to me? Stop talking, Bighead.
Well, that was brilliant, and we watched it in Blu-ray, and it was slow-mo Blu-ray blood and gore.
His head exploded several times.
Brilliant. That was the best scene.
The only redeeming features are those incredible gory moments, especially there's an umbrella scene, which it's fantastic. But at the same time, the film is also crippled by some awful CGI, like his nose, when it's bouncing and rolling around and sniffing people out. It was as bad as the soccer from Shaolin Soccer. It's some pretty bad CGI, but you kind of take it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, if you're a horror veteran, you are really not going to get anything from this film. It might make you laugh.
Taken from behind.
In places. But it's nothing brilliant. But at the same time, if you are fresh to the horror scene, this is an easy film to set you in, because there is some really bad shit out there, and it's not that bad. I feel.
Well, I mean, when I look at this film, I can only compare it to other clown movies. And so for me, I have The Killer Klowns from Outer Space, which is such a bizarre, amazing film for what it is. And I really hope they get a remake from it. And Stephen King's It, which by all means is the definition of a scary, badass fucking clown.
See you in your dreams. Oh, come back anytime. Bring your friends.
Ross Noble for me was charmless, witless, and bland.
Oh, and you're fucking ugly.
I didn't root for him, I didn't root for the kids, I just enjoyed the gore effects.
Favourite scene, Bighead?
Apart from the Bighead scene, like, I just love that scene so much. I really can't think of one, to be perfectly honest.
Stop talking, Bighead.
I think if I had to pick one, it would be the very end, like the very, very end when the old clown's putting back the shells, and it's like the girl comes up giving like the clown head. Like I thought that was just like such a like what the fuck to the end of the film. Like I was just like a little laugh. I was laughing during the film, but I was laughing for the total wrong reasons. I was laughing at just like what the fuck am I watching this for? Like, yeah, that was probably my favourite scene. My favourite scene was the Bighead scenes and the blowjob scene.
I don't recommend this. This is fucking awful. There's hardly anything here to redeem the movie other than the effects. There is a nice little exploration into the clown cult, and I like the setup, and I like the scene with all of the other clowns there. For me, that was almost my reminder of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I was like, if they were to make another movie, I want the clowns to look like this, because they are frightening and intimidating. And it's... I like all of the shelves of all of the eggs for all of the clowns, and I like the idea and the philosophy behind the fact that they cannot ever end a performance. They each show must have a conclusion, and which is why he is resurrected, because he died before his show. And so I liked all of those little ideas.
See, my favourite scene, I've got two, and they happen within a couple of minutes of each other. The first scene is where he kills, I think her name's Sarah, in the attic. And he throws the umbrella through her head. And it's just the way her eye sticks out on the end of the umbrella, and then she falls onto the floor, and it pushes out and then opens up, and just blood just goes everywhere. That really made me laugh. But then it's the scene straight after where he gets hold of the cat, and he asks the cat how many lives it's got, and he just keeps repeatedly smacking it against the sideboard. No. I love that scene.
That was a funny moment. I'll give you that one.
I was like, no kidding, because obviously I love cats, but obviously it was fake. But that's probably why I was laughing at it. Like, but I was just like, oh, the cat.
Yeah, for me it's still Jason Voorhees with the sleeping bags hitting the tree. That's where it's come from.
Do not recommend this film at all.
No.
No, sir.
Thanks for watching Off the Shelf Reviews.
I just died on your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died.